Hello, my name is Alex Mackman, and I am doing my current event presentation from Criminal Justice and Drugs on the second type of police behavior, police brutality. I have chosen an article from the New York Times where a $20 million settlement has been reached in an officer's fatal shooting of a handcuffed man. The case, which happened in January, started when a man, William H. Green, was pulled over by an officer who suspected him for driving under the influence due to him hitting multiple cars. The initial police report says that the officer was waiting for another officer to come evaluate Mr. Green when he opened fire on him, hitting him 6 times and killing him. The initial account suggested that a struggle started between Mr. Green and the officer, and where the officer, feeling threatened for his life, fired at Mr. Green. Now, it is commonly known that when police officers feel threatened by their lives, that they will use, of course, deadly force to protect themselves. However, investigators, after reviewing the report multiple times, concluded that since Mr. Green was handcuffed behind his back, there was no possible way for him to acquire and control the gun. Now, this may be true. However, we all know that people are very creative, and as likely as it could have been, it could have still happened. However, it is unlikely in this case. The officer, now known as Corporal Owens, has been charged with second-degree murder, and between the shooting and now, he has also been charged with involuntary and voluntary manslaughter, first-degree assault, and use of a firearm to commit a violent crime. Now, he is still awaiting trial, his entire time being suspended without pay, and it is most likely he is going to be convicted of his crimes. Now, police brutality has always been a huge problem in America for a very, very long time. Now, police brutality also treads a fine line of whether or not the deadly force needed to be used. There is always the human factor when it comes to certain things, and people may feel their life is threatened when it may or may not be. Now, many issues have been caused due to police brutality, with many solutions being brought up, such as retraining officers, and some people even suggest we start treating our police force like how it is in Europe and London, where an officer is unarmed for most of the time, and whenever a situation happens, a specialized team is brought in to deal with the situation. Now, this is a very good solution in my point of view. However, it also brings to the fact that there are many violent crimes in America involving firearms and weapons, and many of those individuals are hopped up on something that can cause them to be very violent. And in several of these cases like this, officers have used stun guns multiple times, and the offenders just shrug it off. So this also brings the issue of police officers not being able to defend themselves properly. So that has been a big social issue in America for a very, very long time. This is currently all the information we have on this case. However, there have been several sort of programs that we created after this, and Mr. Green's family has been invited to all of them, and with hope, they will be able to get justice on Corporal Owens, who is most likely going to be convicted of his crimes. That is all the information I have for now, and I will see you all in my next current event presentation.